Hi guys, it's the Trash Elf here again. So today I'm going to show you how to find items that are profitable to sell on eBay. And the niche we're going to look at is women's jeans. And the reason why we're going to learn this niche is because there's a lot of women's jeans available on the market. Women tend to not wear their jeans to death, and if they become out of style, they get rid of them and things. So it's easy to find women's jeans, and they need like different pairs for their outfits, so they tend to sell a little better than men's jeans. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the advanced search here on eBay, type in women's jeans, look at sold listings, and then choose a price range. I'm choosing $35 as my minimum price to try to learn brands, because jeans for me cost a bit more. At thrift stores, I have to pay around $7 a pair. So if I'm only selling it for 20, like, I'm not making any money, especially since jeans are generally over a pound. So the best way to ship them is in a priority flat rate envelope, which costs again about $7. So if your buy cost is 7 and your shipping cost is 7, then there's 14 already gone. So if you're not selling them for at least 35, then you're not really making anything. Now, granted, at yard sales you can get them cheaper and stuff, but it's best to look for higher value brands. And I'm gonna select used, and then you click search, and it'll bring up this list, and you just run through this list. And even since I did this a few seconds ago, all these listings have sold. So actually, I think I forgot to click it to sold items. No, I have sold listings turned on. Okay, and then I'm going to go here and make it ending soonest first. For some reason, yeah, it's still not showing up with sold items. No, it says sold listings is clicked, but these prices are not showing up as blue for some reason. There we go. Okay, now it's sold. So sometimes you have to fiddle with it, but even since last looking at this, I believe this pair sold, because the first one I have pulled up is the Citizens of Humanity brand pair. So when you're looking at these listings, you want to look at the tag. So it's got an easy to identifiable tag. It says Citizens of Humanity right on the side, and then inside it says Citizens of Humanity. And then on jeans, you want to try to find the model number or style name. So this is a rocket crop, high rise skinny. And then once you have the brand, you're going to want to see if they all consistently sell for that price range. So to do that, you're going to copy the brand name Citizens of Humanity, then come over here and change the settings on the side here to sold items, and then you can change it to used under condition, which is located right here, and then end date recently. So yeah, that pair sold for really good. This pair sold for 78 bucks. With the shipping, this one was at 37. And a hint, this one has COH in the title, so if you find a pair of these to sell, maybe you want to include that. Maybe some people don't want to type out Citizens of Humanity, so they abbreviate it. This pair went really cheap, but it was an auction. So most of these are going for the 35 range, if not more. So Citizens of Humanity looks like a good pair to grab, especially if you can get it for less than $7. And this is one of those brands that's not sold in store. I believe it's only sold through like subscription services. And another brand along those lines is Free People, which is, I believe, the same company as Citizens of Humanity, if I'm not mistaken. So you want to look through the pictures, try to find the tag. This one, there's not any tags on it, and they didn't take a picture of the inside tag. But then you're going to search for Free People, and it looks like there's a lot of tops and stuff too for that brand, so you can switch it over to Free People jeans. And here's the one that I had pulled up. those are new ones showing up. I'm going to change it to pre-owned, but yeah, this pair is a really funky looking pair that went for $110. And this one you do have the tag, so FP is like an abbreviation to look for Free People. There's not any tag on the band, but just from these top couple, yeah, these few, Free People looks like a great brand to grab, even if you are having to pay $7 or $8 a pair for, especially if it's a funky pattern pair, like if it's got some cool embroidery or different things or something that makes it unique, then you could potentially pay $20 or $30 for it looks like, and still get a decent return on it, because some of these with the patterns are selling for $90 and $100, and there's the Free People tag again. And yeah, so Free People is another great brand to keep an eye out for women's jeans. So the next one we're going to look at is Armani, and these were sold over in the UK, so I don't know how many will be over here in the women's. These are men's, so it looks like both men's and women's are pretty good bet to buy. I'm going to change it to pre-owned, but most of these, yeah, look like from overseas. This one was sold in the United States, it looks like, yeah, Northern California, and it's got just the simple A/X and then Armani Exchange tag. I'm thinking Armani Exchange maybe is their outlet version, and then the tag thingy on the back is just black, it looks like, and it says Armani Exchange, and it only sold for $28.50 with the shipping. So Armani, this one's looking like a brand that can sell, but it looks to be hard to find here in the United States because most of these are from overseas. So just keep that in mind, but it looks like a decent pair to buy. This is called Frame Denim, and I've not heard of this brand at all. So I'm just going to pull it up, and then I'm going to change it over to used. And because see, this pair sold for $50, which is a great price, and the tag, you can see this says Frame Denim, London, Los Angeles. It doesn't have a tag on the back here, and they're pretty plain on the pockets. Like a lot of the nicer brands will have stitching or patterns on the pockets, and that helps them stick out. But this Frame brand doesn't, but they look like they sell pretty well. This pair sold for $48, so I would definitely be buying that pair all day long. And again, no tag on the or label on the pocket, it just is Frame on the inside. But it looks like Frame Denim is another good brand to keep your eye out for, and it looks like overall they sell pretty quickly because there's multiple selling each day. So the next one I pulled up were these really cool patchwork Carolina Blues vintage. Anything vintage is going to be worth it to buy, even if it's like Tommy Hilfiger Big Flag vintage jeans or things like that. This brand is looking like a brand to avoid unless it's really cool and funky, because as you can see, most of these are not selling for too much. That cool patchwork pair did really well, but these plain pairs are not selling very well. So this is a brand to avoid, and this here is why you double check and search for the brand, and you don't just go by the fact that one pair sold. Because if you saw that this one pair sold for $38 and you're like, okay, that's a great price, but then you end up buying just a plain pair and it's like, oh, it's only worth $10 and I paid $7 for it, like crap, I just lost a few dollars. So that's why you always check around. And see, this Miss Me is going to be another example of why you check and read into the brand. Like Miss Me's can be really good, profitable pair of jeans if you can get them at the right price, but they can also be some cheaper pairs because they're really oversaturated. So this pair sold for a best offer and had $10 shipping. This one sold for $27.59. This one was at our 30 over 35, and this one was over 35. But then you get down here to this one that was only like 23, and then the pair that I had open sold for 45. So Miss Me, they're really easy to tell. They got the really embroidered pockets. The black tag that you can see has the M on it. On the inside tag, it looks like that, and it says Miss Me. But Miss Me's are normally super easy to notice because they have really embroidered pockets and the big black tag with the jewels on it. But they aren't always the most profitable pairs. Like, see, this pair wouldn't have really been worth my time at only $27 if $14 of it's already gone from buying it and shipping, and then you lose another $2.40 to eBay and another 3% plus 30 cents to PayPal. Like, so you're looking at maybe a $5 profit, which I generally want to at least double my investment. So if I pay $7 for it, then I want to profit $7 or end up with $14 after fees and shipping. So moving on to this next brand, it's another brand that's really easy to identify. It's called Rock Revival. They have the big tag on the pocket and the upside down fleur-de-lis on the pocket. So as you can see here, like, they pretty much all look like this on the back, and then the inside tags look like that. And it's nice because they have the cut and the rise on the brand jeans themselves. So me being a guy, I didn't know a lot about the rise of jeans and stuff, so I've had to learn that, and having it right on the tag makes it a lot easier for me to figure out what kind of rise it is instead of having to ask my wife or Google around. But as you can see, most Rock Revivals are really, really profitable pairs of jeans. Like, this one sold for a best offer. This one sold at auction for $73 with $20 shipping. This pair was actually a men's pair, and it went cheap. So sometimes women's pairs are better than men's pairs because the men's pairs aren't as embellished in different things. And if it will switch to this picture, I can show you the men's tag, and it just looks different. And the men still have the fleur-de-lis on the pocket, and a lot of times the men pairs are still good, but not always. So, but Rock Revival is definitely a brand to look out for. Pointing it out, this one has Buckle listed in the name. That's another brand that can be pretty good. It's BKE is the actual brand. But for BKE, it's really overly sold, and so you have to really look at the style, and because as you can see, a lot of these are going for less than 35. This one here went for 40, which would have been good. These two are close. This one was good. The Tyler Straight was good because of the shipping. This one was probably okay because the shipping and depending on how low of offer. But BKE can be a good brand, but men's BKE is typically better than women's BKE. So getting back to the women's, we're going to look at this brand. I'm not familiar with this brand because, as you can see, this one was also sold in England, but it's called All Saints, and there's the tag. And they don't really have, okay, so the back pockets are kind of plain, so we're going to look up All Saints jeans and just see what we get here and see if it's worth it to buy them or not. So yeah, this pair was in the US. It was close enough to our 35 point that I would count it as being there, because it's only 23 cents off. And this is a men's pair, which I know I was saying women's, but when you're researching products like this, it's okay to get distracted and learn men's too. And a lot of times brands will cross over, and so men's, like they'll make men's and women's, and they'll both be good buys. So their tag on the back's just brown with All Saints in the corner, and that's the style. So, but see, these were overseas. So this looks like a good profitable brand. It looks like it might be harder to find here in the United States, but the pairs that have sold from the US have done really well. Okay, so this one has a different tag on the inside, so that's what the All Saints on the inside looks like. So that's why it's good to click into a few of these so you can see the different styles of the tags as the pants have gotten older and newer, because brands will change the kind of tags that are inside. So back to, this is a women's pair. The brand is called Rag and Bones, and you can see it right there on the tag, and it sold well. I did not mean to search for Google. I just want to stick to checking eBay sold listings. So eBay gives you the power to figure out what is profitable just by using the sold listings. And if you have an eBay store, you can actually dig even deeper than this. So I can make a video on how to dig deeper, but the way you dig deeper, I can't even think of the tool now that you use to dig deeper. But I'll make a video on it on how to dig really deep. So Rag and Bone, as you can see, this brand looks pretty pretty risky to buy. So a lot of them aren't selling for too high. There's a few pairs that are, but this is a brand that you should definitely research in the store for the particular pair that you're looking at, because not all of them are profitable enough to be worth buying. So, and the program I was thinking of is called Terapeak. So if you have an eBay store, you have access to Terapeak, and I can go into how to use Terapeak, but Terapeak is awesome for being able to dig up the values on things, and Terapeak will actually show you what best offer price got accepted in things. But this is the simple way of how to find profitable brands, and we just went through a handful of them. We talked about Free People and Citizens of Humanity and BKE and Rock Revival. We didn't even get to True Religion, which is another brand that has some good jeans in the lineup and then some that aren't so good. It's just a matter of learning the styles, because as you can see, this first one here that was a men's one did go for $45, but then you also have pairs like this that only went for 15, then a pair that went for 48. So it's a hit or miss brand, but Rock Revivals can be really good. Here's a pair that went for over $100. So to recap on how you find items to sell, you go to advanced search, you type in what you're wanting to search for that day and focus on. You're going to click sold listings. You're going to choose a target price, and for jeans I like picking at least $35 because my buy price is $7, and then I know it costs $7 to ship it. I'm going to choose used because most of the places I'm looking, like thrift stores and yard sales, they're going to be used. And then I'm going to have it on in date recent first, and then click search, and that'll pull up different brands. So even while I was making this video, another couple pairs sold. This pair being Page, which is a brand I'm not familiar with. So after you find one, you're going to search that brand name, and then you're going to go into the search bar again and search specifically for that brand to make sure that all of them or most of them are selling within the acceptable range, which this Page brand, it looks like, yeah, they pretty much all are selling for at least above our 35. And then you're going to study the product. So it's got a small brown tag on the back that says Page, so that makes it easy to identify. The tag on the inside just says Page. It's got a stripe on that pocket. This one does. Here's the style name and the materials. This person could have used measurements in their pic. Okay, so they have measurements listed. But that's how you find items to sell on eBay that are profitable. If you want to learn more about this, check out my other videos in this series. I have one that dives into men's button shirts. I'm going to continue to make videos in this series to help you guys learn what's profitable to sell on eBay, and also it helps me learn what's profitable and helps me learn new brands. And because it's a good idea to spend a few hours each week picking a category and trying to learn new brands, because the more knowledge you have, the more money you can make, because it's all about being smarter than the other resellers and being able to go through the store quickly and figure out what sells. So thanks for watching. Be sure to leave any comments or suggestions you have for me. If you like the comment or like the video, then subscribing would be really appreciated. It would help me out, and I'm going to continue to make more videos. So with that, have a good day and good week depending on when you're watching this, and the Trash Out Elf is out of here to find some more treasures.